Όσα είδατε ως τώρα αποτελούν κομμάτια ενός αθέατου αλλά υπαρκτού πολέμου με πρωταγωνίστριες τις μυστικές υπηρεσίες της Δύσης, της Ρωσίας και όχι μόνο.
Αποκαλείται υβριδικός πόλεμος και απευθυνθήκαμε σε ειδικούς του ΝΑΤΟ, του γερμανικού στρατού αλλά και της αμερικανικής CIA για να μας εξηγήσουν τι ακριβώς σημαίνει.
So the hybridity is that Russia exploits this space between peace and war, meaning that hybrid threats are the threats that happen below the threshold of conventional war, and they include a variety of threats on different domains, such as economic threats, information threats, cyber threats, different kinds of sabotage for critical infrastructures, and other types of threats. And also, the issue with hybrid threats is that they exploit ambiguity, meaning that hybrid threats are difficult to identify and attribute. So Russia has been using so-called disposable agents, people who are hired on social networks, either gather intelligence or perform some sabotage activities. But these cases that I'm talking about with disposable agents, these are the cases that happened, for example, in Poland or Lithuania, when disposable agents were hired on, for example, Telegram, and these were from vulnerable populations, for example, with migrant backgrounds, who then were asked to perform sabotage operations, such as, for example, inciting fires, or sabotaging, for example, railways. We are talking, for example, cable cuts. These might be border guards. So definitely Russia is more aggressive, but it's just modus operandi. This is how they operate. They operate through aggression. This means that elections would be targeted, that populations would be targets, and so on, in order to either instill governments that would be friendly for a Russian cause, or then find spaces in the population that could allow Russia for more support from the West.
You know, when I first started and we didn't have the internet and we didn't have all of these social media platforms and that type of thing, you just had to find a way to meet people through relationships or parties or diplomatic functions or what have you, and try to find people who had access to information you could do. Nowadays, essentially people put their lives online. People are on Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp and all these other places. And so there's a huge, vast trove of information on people nowadays that can be looked at before you make contact with someone. Now, what they can use is they can use Telegram, social media, these secure messaging apps to get either unwitting people or criminal groups to take actions that benefit them. They're like, they'll pay some kid to spray a Nazi symbol on a Jewish synagogue, for example, or you know, someone to set fire on an IKEA, or all these type of things are beneficial to them to try to influence and stop trains that are going into Ukraine with potential, you know, weapons for the Ukrainians. The Russians are trying to stop all these.
We are aware that we are being attacked, but we kind of don't want to use the word war by now. From a Russian perspective, it's clear that the EU, NATO, and its member states, and therefore Germany, are an enemy, and that's why they're attacking us. So from a Russian perspective, it's warfare, and from a European or German perspective, I'd say we know that it's not peace anymore. That's the nature of hybrid warfare. It's always about crossing borders in a gray zone. It's not attacking NATO itself. It's not attacking Europe itself. but it's attacking the cohesion of the alliance by destabilizing its member states.
Ένα χαρακτηριστικό παράδειγμα θα σας πω, που είναι οι κυβερνοεπιθέσεις. Μία κυβερνοεπιθέση στην ραχοκοκαλιά της σύγχρονης ζωής, όπως είναι τα δίκτυα, όπως είναι η βάση δεδομένων, όπως είναι μια κρίσιμη υποδομή. Παράλληλα, ενδεχομένως να υπάρχει και μια τεχνητή ενεργειακή κρίση, οικονομική κρίση. Όταν όλα αυτά τα μεμονωμένα κατά τα λοιπά συμβάντα συνδυαστούν, η δική μας επεξεργασία και ανάλυση, τότε δημιουργούν ευρύτερη εικόνα της κακόβουλης δράσης. Είμαστε στο στόχαστρο σίγουρα των εχθρικών υπηρεσιών πληροφοριών όπως αυτές της Ρωσίας.